Okay, now we're going to disconnect the wires on the side of the pump plate. That's a plug for the contactor that Pedro just undid. There's a clip here. Just push this clip out and pull down, and that will come loose. And then there are two screws, or two bolts, I should say, on the bottom of there. Just loosen those and take those off, and then remove the wires. Okay. Okay, now those are all loose. Now we're going to take the wires loose from the cell that come from up top. And we'll go ahead and remove take the other wires also. Okay, now we've got all the wires loose on the side of the cell. We're going to go ahead and unplug the pump also, so that when we take it off. Okay. Now we're going to loosen the screw on the top of the pump plate. This is actually the nut on top of the threaded rod that comes up from the bottom of the box all the way up through the pump plate. Okay, now Pedro's gonna loosen the pump plate. There are two Allen screws at the back there. There's there, that's one screw out. And that's the other one out. Now Pedro will go ahead and disconnect the hose on the outlet side of the pump. There may be some fluid solution that comes out of there. So again, have the vinegar handy and spray it on any metal surfaces that the fluid might touch to neutralize it. Now the fan assembly with the heat exchanger can just be laid over to the side. Maybe put a zip tie up in the top to hold it in place. Okay, we got our zip tie.
Put two together. Get them in there. Out of the pump. Put the zip tie in here.
Okay, there we go. Now that's supported by the zip tie. Now Pedro's removing the pump plate, since we took the two screws out of the back already, and the nut off the top of the threaded rod. It's loose. It should be loose, and you can lift it off of the threaded rod and slide it out. That current sensor plug the wires that come to that's a plug, has to be unplugged. And that's it for the pump plate. Now that's out of our way.
Now we take this one, on the bottom one.
We're gonna remove the top plate that holds the cells down now. Pedro's just sliding the box forward so we have it over the edge of the table. You guys are already on a truck, so it won't be any problem to get at these. There are 2 nuts on the bottom of there. There are actually 1 nut on this one. Once he removes that, we will be able to loosen the top plate and lift it right up off of the cells and out of the box. And on this one also, there are 2 Allen screws in the back that hold it in place. Loosen those and take those out. Now you can lift that up, pull it up over so it's a little higher than the hoses. You may have to work it out a little bit because it's still a decent amount of wires in there. And that's good for that. Okay, now we're going to take this. There's a level sensor in this tank that yours has, and the wire runs up along the side here, up into this connector. And we're going to have to take the pins out of this connector so that we can pull this wire loose when we change the tank out. And put the new tank in, we'll have a new level sensor and we'll connect those wires at the time. So to get this wires out of this pin, we'll take a small screwdriver and pry up a little bit right there, kind of pry that tab out and up. And you see how that popped up a little bit? And then we'll do the same on the other side. And now the top is loose, but it won't come all the way up yet. Now we take the same small screwdriver and slide it in this hole and push the black tab out just a little bit while pushing up on the connector. And then we go on and do the same on the other side. Nope, this one slipped back in. And we take the top off, which exposes the pins inside. Now this connector is numbered. If you have the tab, this tab here on top, I know they're probably hard to see in this video, but there's a number 1 here corresponding to this wire or this pin, number 8, and on the bottom left corner is number 16 to 23, and the center is 9 through 15. Okay, so we want to take out pins number 11 and pins number 17 on this. So when we turn this over, we know this is number 1 and this is number 9. So this would be 10 and 11. So all you do is take the corner of the screwdriver and push down on the pin while you kind of wiggle it around a little bit and push it down to the bottom. And that was number 11. This one would be 16, so this will be 17. Same thing, push it down and then pull the pins out of the plug, and that's it as far as getting them out of the plug. And then there'll be a couple of zip ties down along this wire run here, and we'll cut those. And then we'll just pull this wire down out, and that's loose and ready for when we slide the tank assembly out. Now also, you have a pressure switch here. Yours will not have these particular connectors in there yet. Well, it will have this one back in the corner here, but it won't have this one. This will just be a blue wire on yours that goes from here down to the wire harness and back. What we're going to do with that is we're going to cut the blue wire